although during Galus we are able to live a Yiddish life, learn Torah, do mitzvahs and so on, nonetheless, the fact that we look forward to the Geula so strongly shows that there's something missing. There's something very strong which is missing from the picture. Almost as if to say, Ha'ikr chasur min ha-sefer. In the Sefer Torah on Parshas Shmos and Parshas Va'era, it enlightens the whole picture of the Galus and the Geula to a situation of Ibur and Leida, which is pregnancy and birth. And we find in many psukim in Nach where Galus and Geula have to do with this concept. For example, in Hosea, Perek Yud Gimel, Pasuk Yud Gimel, he speaks over there how the Nevuah is saying that Hashem is going to punish the Yidden. And the Lashon which is used is Chevle Yoleida Yavayuloi, that the punishment of the Tsar and the Yisurim of Galus is described with the words Chevle Leida, the birth pangs. And likewise we see in the Nevuah of Yeshaya, Perek Samachvav Pasuk Ches, that it says over there, Ki chala gam yolda tziyain es baneha, which over there the Geula is saying yolda tziyain es baneha, and it's clearly over there in the Navi it's talking about the Geula. So we see that yolda, the Indian of Leida, is the time of Geula, and before that is the time of the Ibur, the pregnancy and the labor. And on the Tzaras of Galus it says earlier in Yeshaya, Perek Lamed Zayin, Pasuk Gimel, it says, Kivo bonim ad mashber v'koyach ayin l'leida, which over there the Yidden are complaining that they feel like a child ready to be born, but there's no koyach in the mother to give birth to them. So it's very clear that it's a proper and appropriate example and mashal to give of Galus and Geula, that the Galus is similar to the Ibur, which is the pregnancy, and the Geula is similar to the Leida, which is the actual birth. How can we explain this? The Gemara says in Nida Daf Lamed Amud Beis, Dora Shirab Simloi, Lema Havlad Doime B'mei Imai. What is a child similar to while the child is still in the womb? And the Gemara goes on over there, Rab Simloi goes on over there to give a whole description, and he says Lepinkas Mekupal, to a ledger which is folded, and he gives a whole bunch of details, and then it says Roishai Bein Birkav, the head is between the knees, V'ikvaisav alikvaisav, V'oichelas b'mashe imay oichelas. The Gemara says that the child in the womb eats whatever the mother eats, and so on. Sheisa drinks whatever the mother drinks. Upiv sasum, the mouth is closed. V'tibure pasuach, the belly button is open. And then uksheyatza la'avira olam, when the child is born, niftach asasum, whatever was closed before, which was the mouth, is now opened, so that the mouth can breathe and so on. V'nistam ha'pasuach, and how the child was being sustained before is now, nistam is now closed. And what this means is that if we compare a child the way they are in the womb, the child is there. The child has the head and the child has all the limbs. But it's very clear that the kind of life that the child has before it's born cannot be compared to the kind of life that it has after it's born. And number one is that a live person after they're born, we know that the head is on top. The head is always the reish, is the most important, and the head is up. But when a child, before they're born, when a child is still in the womb, Rab Simloi says that roishai bein birkav. We don't see the milo, we don't see the supremacy of the head before the child is born. And although it has all the limbs, and it has arms, and it has eyes, and a nose, and mouth, and so on, but all of the limbs, they don't operate. The limbs do not accomplish anything. The eyes don't see anything, and the ears don't hear, and so on. So everything is there, but it's not operating to its full extent. The baby can't taste food at all. The same thing is in the time of Galus. There's a lot of things that Yidden could do. We could learn Torah, we could do mitzvahs, we could daven, we could try to have some avos Hashem and yiras Hashem and so on. But everything that we're experiencing in the time of Galus is very ubar type, is very the style of similar to how a child is in the womb during the months of pregnancy. Because as much as we try, we can't see Elikus through our Torah and mitzvahs. We can't see Hashem. As much as we try, we can't hear the world screaming the existence of Hashem. And so on. Even the mitzvahs that we do, we don't feel the connection that we get through them. When we learn Torah, it's very hard to feel that the Torah is coming from the Nice and Torah, as we know we're supposed to do. As we say the bracha every day, that the Torah was given to us by Hashem, and we say Baruch Hashem Nice and Torah, it's hard to feel that. It's hard to feel the real taste of the mitzvahs. It's hard to taste the mitzvahs, that they are, how they are, their true meaning and their true depth. By looking forward to the Geula, we're looking forward to a time when we're going to be able to really sense, to really taste the real taste of the mitzvahs, the real taimei ha-mitzvahs. We're going to be able to connect to the Nice and Torah when we learn Torah. And so on, everything's going to change. Although everything was there also during the time of Ubar, during the time of pregnancy, during the time of Galus, but it's going to be in a totally different way. Everything will be developed. Everything will operate in its full extent, in its full ability. And then we're going to be alive spiritually on a whole different level. And of course, there's one more point where the Galus is similar to the pregnancy, to Ibur, because Ibur is a preparation for Leda. It's not just a fact that Galus is a time when we are not living our spiritual life to the full extent, and when Moshiach comes, we're going to live life to a full extent. The spiritual life will be much, much greater. It's more than that. The time of Galus, the time of the pregnancy, is a preparation for that time. So it's something that we know is coming, and it's something that we need to look forward to, and it's something that we need to prepare for. The time of pregnancy, the time of Galus, the time of Ibur, the time is given to prepare for the upcoming Leda, for the Leda which is coming, which of course refers to the time of Geula, when our spiritual life will be in the greatest manner possible.